Good morning and a happy Sabbath, my friends, family. How are we all doing wherever we are today? I pray that our God is being faithful and that He is being good to you and yours, as He is being good to me and those of my house. Now, thank you very much for your continued support, for those that are taking their time to listen to these talks every Sabbath. And thank you for those that are subscribing, for those that are sharing. Again, let me begin by asking us to do so, to subscribe, to share. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search for that logo up there, Bamaka and Muna. You will find us. You will find there's a lot of information that we have already recorded over the past 2 years. Today, we want to continue to read, as usual, from the book of Proverbs. We continue with these ancient words of wisdom. I think we all, from time to time, need to hear words of wisdom. I don't know about you. I think it is a good thing to always go back to the good old wisdom, because we are living in a time where people no longer value the wisdom of old. But I want to put it to us that the Word of God is full of that wisdom, the wisdom that can guide us to be good individuals, to live a happy and better life. Now, let me just begin by reading this text. It's not the text I'm going to talk about, but I want to read it for a reason. It's Proverbs chapter 15, verse 14. It says, "The heart of him who has understanding seeks knowledge, but the mouth of fools feeds on foolishness." Doesn't that describe our times today? Most of us, what are we seeking? Are we seeking wisdom? Are we seeking knowledge? Knowledge, as I argued before, it is the knowledge of God, the knowledge of things that are righteous. It says that here, fools feed their mouth with foolishness. They stuff themselves with foolishness. Well, I think we all know that, a whole lot of things we get to see on social media, sometimes TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, all those things that we go on, Twitter. It's usually, most of the time, that stuff is foolishness, isn't it? And most of us, we love that kind of stuff. But what surprises me is a few of us like this stuff to do with knowledge. A few of us love the things to do with God. I don't know why that is. Maybe one day I will know as well. If you know, please do let me know. Send a DM, send a message. Let's talk about it. Why is it that today people are less inclined to doing things of God? People are less inclined to share the word of God. However, we can share a video of foolishness. We can share things to do with, again, trash, if you like. We do so sometimes. But anyway, let's get to the message of today. Today, the message is coming from Proverbs chapter 15. But we're reading verse 16 and 17. And this is to encourage each one of us. We live in different circumstances. Some of us have, some of us don't have. There are people with loads of things. There are people without anything whatsoever. There are people that are trying to make a living, work so hard, day and night. They put in the graft, the many hours. Somehow, that's only keeping them alive, barely living. Then there are people who aren't doing anything at all, or at least nothing that we can see. But those people seem to be living the life. They seem to be living happily. They seem to have it all. They drive the best of the best. They have all the money there is in the world, I suppose. Why and how is that? Sometimes we can be discouraged. And I know there are people that get discouraged being Christians because they think that being a Christian somehow makes you poor. Somehow, there isn't anything to show for it. Well, I can put it to you, that's a myth, and that's quite misleading to think that Christians don't have things. They do have things. But here is the text that I want to read to us to encourage us. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 16. It reads this way. Better is a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure with trouble. Better is a little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure with trouble. My friends, I want to put it to us. There are so many people that have riches, that have everything that has come out of trouble, or that has come out of lifestyles that are ungodly. And most of those people trample on the poor. Those people, when they walk about, in fact, most of them are our social media influencers. Those are the people who go around showing the world what they have. When you get to the bottom of the things they have, you will realize you will struggle to find really the source of where all that is coming from. And as I said earlier, some of us may be discouraged to think, why do I pray to God? Why do I even do the right things? You don't have to pray to God. Some of us try to live an honest life, but somehow it just doesn't seem to pay. Here, Solomon's words of wisdom says, it is better to have little with the fear of the Lord. It is better to work hard. It is better to strive every day to be better. It is better to sweat, to labor, knowing you are doing a righteous thing and you are getting your reward out of working really hard, than getting the things without working at all. Maybe by dodgy dealings, maybe by thieving, maybe by robbery, maybe by corruption. I said it last week, my friends, there is no joy in all those things. You may well enjoy temporarily, but we know that the long haul of that is painful for the people that have gotten this wealth through nefarious means. Here Solomon simply says, it is better to have little with the fear of God. It's better not to have, but having God on your team, than to have everything that hasn't come out righteously, that hasn't come by means that are right. In the Bible, you will hear, when you read, especially in the New Testament a lot, you hear of people called tax collectors and stuff like that. Those people, they were known for being so wealthy, but the way that they obtained their wealth was despicable. These were despised people. They would rob the poor of the community just to live the life. My friends, I want to encourage somebody here today. When you look at your life, maybe you have nothing to show for it. You work so hard to put food on your table. You work so hard just to put clothes on your children's back. And maybe you are even living in a shanty town, in a shanty house. Better have the little with the fear of God than to have a lot without the fear of God. Because one day all things will come to judgment. One day everybody will have to account for what they have done, and also things they have failed to do. So Solomon simply says, well, if I should think about life, remember Solomon is a very rich man as well. If I look at life, I realize it is better to be seen as poor. It is better to be even poor, but with the fear of God. Why? Because last week we read and said, actually, those that have God to themselves, they have much treasure. Maybe your treasure is not in material, but you have health. There are people that have so much wealth that don't have health. You can have money, you can buy yourself health. You can have money, but there are things you cannot buy yourself life. Eventually, we will all go the same way. And in verse 17, he says this, Better is dinner of herbs, where love is, than a fatted calf with hatred. I want to read it in a different version. It says, better is a small serving of vegetables with love than a fattened calf with hatred. Again, the message is the same. It's better for you in your house, my friends, to struggle for food, to not eat meat, to eat vegetables, to eat herbs, but you know that you put them on the table by earnest and honest living, than to put fattened cows, to put pig on your table, to put all manner of so-called good foods on your table that you have gotten by ill means. Here he says that better have your vegetables with love in the home than to be eating all the niceties with hatred in the home. There are people today, yes, you are eating so well, dressing so well, driving so well, the house is big enough, but somehow in your home there is discord. What would you rather have? Discord and good food, or love and maybe not so good food? I know what I want. Better to eat my small vegetables, better to eat my herbs when there is love at home, when there is love amongst the people that live there. I want to put it to us, my friends, this is wisdom. To know that life is not made up of materials. Life is not the things that we show to the world. Life is what really matters. Life is what happens when you're in your own private room. Life is what happens when you're in your own home. Most of us, we show the world everything that seems good. But I put it to us, not all that glitters out there is gold. Not all that looks so good is really that good. Better have a little with the fear of God than to show off the things you have without God, or showing off things that you really didn't work for. In fact, so many of us today, with all these get-rich-quick schemes that we are running today, we are going round doing ungodly things, not knowing one day all those things are going to haunt us. Better eat small in your house. Eat something that people would look down upon, but with love in the home, than having a fattened calf where there is no love, where there is no hatred. These are just a few words for us to reflect on this week. As you go about your business, think about how you live your life. Are you living as one who's on the extreme end of everything is so good, so nice, but you know that it hasn't come by righteous means? Or you are on the other end, where you are really trying to make an earnest living, you are really kind of grafting every single day? I want to say to you, may God bless you if you're in that on that category. God be with you as you work hard. God be with you as you put your vegetables on your table earnestly and honestly. May God bless your effort, whatsoever you choose to do, and the lifestyle that you have, knowing that you are doing it uprightly. We are tired of a world where people are making riches out of abuse of other people. Our governments are enriching themselves, those politicians enriching themselves by abusing people that are under them. We are tired of kingdoms that are being run by kings who are corrupt. We are tired of living in societies where we just can't live in peace because of the so-called rich who obtain their riches by ungodly means. Well, my friends, if anything, better live your life with God, without a thing to your name. Better eat vegetables with love in your home. So it is better to have God and to have love than to have money and food without God. God bless you today. Until we speak again.